My name is Dave Cassels, president of the Coalition for Canadian Police Reform. I'm joined today by two gentlemen, Dr. John Lilley, former Edmonton Police Commissioner, and Gerry Shimko, also a former associate of mine, a deputy chief from Edmonton. I was a chief in Winnipeg for some time, managed the RCMP contract in Kelowna, and I've been providing consulting services to police organizations and public safety entities for several years. Our coalition is a national nonprofit organization with charitable status. Dr. John Lilley and I formed the coalition about 4 years ago. Our mission is to elevate the police profession in Canada and see the creation of a national center of policing excellence with a mandate to establish national training and education standards for all entry-level police officers. Not bricks and mortar, but an entity that will research and prepare current and relevant education curricula for all entry-level police officers. With the exception of summer student support, we are all volunteers. We have 240 paid members in Canada and a very active board of directors. Our challenge today is managing our human resources, and we need your help. I'm personally, sincerely looking forward to working with all of you, and I'll just ask John if he wouldn't mind making a few comments. Please, John.
Thanks, Dave. I'm a retired physician, and after retiring, I joined I was placed on the Edmonton Police Commission, and I learned so much about policing. I learned about the strength and character of the police that are out there on the streets. I learned about the education of officers and that it perhaps was not the ideal. When I finished on the commission, a couple of years later, Dave Cassels and I formed the coalition along with the third person who had been a police commissioner. And the whole point was to lead towards professionalization of police, starting with the education that recruits receive in their recruit training programs at each police service across Canada. In the course of that 5 years on the Edmonton Police Commission, I met Gerry Shimko. And so it's sort of nice that we've gone full circle here, and Gerry's now on board as a volunteer, and his project is to work on volunteer policy and procedure with you, the Grant MacEwan students. Thanks, Gerry, and over to you.
Thanks, John and Dave. C-CPR is, as you've heard, a nonprofit volunteer organization that wants to leverage and optimize its volunteer cadre. C-CPR wants to ensure that its volunteer program aligns strategically with its mission and functionality, utilizing leading and best practices based on evidence-based research. This HR strategy and structure will make recommendations on recruiting, retaining, engaging, and recognizing volunteers. A critical deliverable will be the volunteer administrative management structure, including supporting policies and practices, performance management, feedback, and associated metrics. Through previous experience, C-CPR seeks to proactively minimize or eliminate unsuitable volunteers while attracting and retaining high-quality volunteers. A strategically aligned and properly informed volunteer program will add credibility, increase functionality, and optimize the efforts of the organization's highly skilled and experienced volunteers in achieving its mission. Our volunteer program should help us keep on growing. The leadership and management of volunteers in any nonprofit organization is a critical element, and especially so when they are working to create a national paradigm shift in police education. A formal volunteer program into the C-CPR structure will ensure that the program efforts can be focused to achieving the mission of creating a national center of policing excellence. Community involvement is the most critical element of policing, and C-CPR's mission and will engage community, academic, and multidisciplinary efforts to provide the best research-based outcomes through a national lens. With over 150 years of Canadian policing behind us, This initiative will help drive C-CPR efforts to positively impact community and policing efforts for generations to come. As you've heard, my name is Gerry Shimko, and I have been asked to coordinate this important project for C-CPR. This project will be my main priority, and I will be the liaison between both groups. From experience, C-CPR and GMU project teams have been proactive and responsive, resulting in other successful project completions. I will be available through the usual means of contact and can attend at MacEwan University if required. My C-CPR colleagues and I have at some point in time been students, worked with students in associated academic institutions. This journey has instilled the value of continuous learning and improvement, both for students and us. Transfer of academic training to practical applications enriches both parties. We look forward to learning new and leading academic research into one of the fastest growing sectors in Canadian communities, and of course are willing to share our life experiences. I've had the pleasure of working with student groups at various academic institutions, including MacEwan University. Experience has shown students of today are leaders of tomorrow. We sincerely look forward to building a better community for future generations with you and your help.